Good morning, and welcome to the Comics Experience Graphic Novel of the Month Club for the month of July. We got a great book this month, a book that you will like a lot. The book is Primer, and it is written by Jennifer Murrow and Thomas Krajewski, with art by Gretel Lutzke. We are very lucky to have Thomas here today. Thomas, hello.
Hey, how you doing,
man?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. Sorry Jennifer couldn't join. She's out getting material for the next book. She's crime fighting or something like that.
Nice.
I don't know.
Nice. It's a fun idea. What was the genesis of it?
I think, basically, I personally love it when superheroes get new costumes. You know, I think there was this time back in the 90s when Superman, I think he kind of went evil or something, but he got a new costume. It was like nothing like his old costume. It was like I think it was a Kryptonian, whatever. But I always loved it when, like, you know, a new artist would come in and put their spin on, you know, Batman's costume. So it didn't look the same as it did from the previous book that the different artist did. So the idea of Primer was like, okay, what if we had a superhero who never looked the same? She always went out in a new costume, you know? Something that you're kind of excited to see every time you open the book, because you know Primer will not have that same look. She'll have a different paint design on, a different wig. And I think that's what it mainly came from. And personally, from my artist background, I just love bright colors. Like, I don't wear bright colors. I wear just gray and black. But I love looking at bright colors. And back in my art classes in high school, I would just use a ton of bright colors on everything, and I always made it look terrible because I'm not that good of an artist, but I just love looking at the bright colors. So mainly it just came from that idea of a superhero who just never looks the same twice, just for the fun of it.
Clearly, in a live show or an animated show, time passes in a linear fashion, right? Like, right. The audience can't stop and go back and see, but in comics, it's really traditional for you to, you know, to jump around in the book as you're reading it, and the reader controls the pace, right? Yeah. Rather than the script. So can you talk perhaps a little bit about the challenge of making that adjustment in your head?
Yeah, that's a good question. You're right. Like, when we're doing our animation, normally we write for 11-minute animated cartoons or 22-minute cartoons, so you have to have everything just fit in. And actually, I think under the restrictions writing for animation, if you're writing for an 11-minute cartoon and you have all these ideas, you want to try to figure out a way to fit all those ideas into an 11-minute cartoon. So for this, that was kind of like really good training before we wrote this graphic novel, because there were so many ideas that we wanted to put in here. And I got to say, it was actually kind of an easy transition to go from writing animation to writing this graphic novel, because they're both really visual mediums. The only real difference I think we had or the challenge was, trying to fit things on the page so that the pacing would work. I think, let's see, what was I going to say? Like, there's rules in graphic novels where, you know, when you turn the page, you want that to be the splash page of, like, the superhero reveal. And there were times where we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we pace the story so when you turn the page, you have that reveal of the superhero? And I think we broke that rule a few times, and we actually have this superhero reveal on a few different pages it's not supposed to be on. But you know, I just got to say, it wasn't too hard to transition. I mean, we just basically had to do a lot more directing in this script, because we're telling Gretel, our artist, hey, this is what we want. In an animation, if I say, okay, yeah, you know, Batman punches the Joker, you kind of let the artist who's drawing that do what they want to do. Here we have to tell Gretel, you know, we want it at this angle, you know, we want the fist extended, we want the guy falling back. So it was basically just us directing more. But you know, it was fun, easy.
Did you do your own thumbnails or storyboards for yourself?
I did help design the costume that she eventually has, because when I was a kid, I wanted to be a comic book artist. And so I always draw people in costumes and stuff. So I did help do that. But other than that, I didn't do any thumbnails. I did do a thumbnail for the cover page at one point, where Primer's in an action pose doing some cool robot fighting thing. And DC really wanted to have, this cover, which was the right choice because people really reacted to this cover. And, but other than that, no, I did not do any thumbnails. I think Gretel had just like she has these amazing instincts, and she can interpret what we say like perfectly, and then she like adds to it. So didn't need to give her anything, crazy detailed.
Sure, I was actually thinking more about like in terms of for yourself, like how things flow on the page. Can we fit all of these things on the page? You know what I mean? Like particularly beginning comic writers often will go, there's the cavalry's coming over the hill and then the cop cars are pulling up front, right? Like, but then you can't draw that, right?
That would have been smart for us to do, but I didn't even think of doing that. No, we were just, I would just look at like, okay, we can only put 4 panels on this page, and I would just do it. We would just do it in our heads, just talk about it. Okay. But that would have probably helped us a lot. Yeah.
One I think is from your brother, perhaps, Stephen.
Probably.
Yeah. Looking forward to hearing more about Primer. How did you find the artist to work with? I thought her stuff was perfect for the character, very energetic and vibrant. Did you have to review a bunch of artists or what?
See, this is how much I don't talk to my brother. He has to get to me by sending questions to you.
I think he might have been that first question from Steve K there too.
Probably. He supports me. He bought like, I don't know, 2,000 copies of the book. No, I don't know how many copies, but so yeah, DC came to us with a few different artists, and they said that Gretel really, really gravitated towards the character because, obviously any artist that DC works with is going to be great, but Gretel really wanted to do it, and we're like, yeah, you can absolutely do this because her stuff. I cannot wait to show you guys the stuff that she's done for this. We have a few different superhero costume concepts that she designed that are amazing. But yeah, DC brought her to us, and we're so lucky that they did. But they never forced her on us. They said, "Hey, do you like this artist?" And we're like, "Yeah, we love her." And she was instrumental in making this book pop. We got very lucky with having her as our very first graphic novel artist.
Yeah, I'd love to see more. I have to say. Thanks. I think this was a lot of fun. I think it's exactly the kind of sort of intro to superheroes kind of book that is just great for kids and great for the market. So awesome, I loved it. If for what my vote counts, please do more.
Hey man, thank you, and the fact that you like it, and this is your store, and you asked us to do this, that means a lot to us. So thank you very much for liking it and asking us to do this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, my absolute pleasure. Is there anything else you want to plug?
Let's see. If you see in the back of the book, there's a show that I worked for on Netflix called Buddy Thunderstruck. That's a show that, it's by the Robot Chicken guys. It skews a little older, but it's still a kid's show. It's a fun, stupid, silly show about a talking dog who races cars. But other than that, I'm just here to, promote this baby. Nice. I love my Primer. So, but thank you.
Yeah, well, always got to give people the chance to plug the stuff,
That's great.
That's how it works. Well, I want to thank you, Thomas, for taking the time to talk to us today. As I say, I want to thank you for the book. If you will pass our best wishes on to Jennifer as well. And if Gretel, if you're out there reading, you're the thing that made this, no, not the thing that made the book, but kind of you are, the color and the art and the fantasticness of this. It's just a great book. So if you're sitting there reading at home, you're like, I'm looking for a book to read. Well, this is a good book. Especially if you're a kid, you're gonna love this. This is good stuff. So awesome. I want to thank Thomas. I want to thank them. I want to thank Jordan for running the show. I want to thank The Beat for being our sponsors and allowing the club to grow and give us a wider range. I want to thank all you kids out there and also a lot of educators and family members. A lot of Krajewski family members out there watching the show today. Thank you all. We will see you next month with another fantastic book. Take care.